You got to help yourself. Huh? Come on. Let's go. Let's go. I can't hear you, baby. Welcome to another episode. Freezy Face Podcast, baby. Let's go. We have another special guest. Queensbury in the building. Let's go, baby. Come on, champ.
Your energy is
Come
insane.
on, champ.
Insane. I love it.
Come on, champ.
How you doing?
I'm good, baby.
Good. Thank you for having me.
Say your name, Kes.
So, I've got a formal introduction. I'm getting nervous now. So, my name's Alan Foley. I'm the co-promoter of the Queensbury Boxing League. Been promoting now for nearly 12 years now. So,
Woo!
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for coming, man.
No, thank you for having me.
This guy here, he's a legend.
Big boss.
He's a living legend. Someone asked, what is Queensbury? What is Queensbury?
What is Queensbury?
Yeah.
So we get that all the time.
Yeah.
Across social media, people asking, where do I start? Okay, so about 13 years ago, let me rewind. So you've got, traditionally in boxing, you've got your amateur ranks, so the Amateur Boxing Association, and then you've got the professional ranks. In between, there's this kind of sort of mix of all different types of show. People will call them white collar, people will call them semi-pro, people will call them sort of unlicensed is another term that people use. And about 13 years ago, we sort of, my business partner and I, Ross Minter, who's a former pro champion, his dad was Alan Minter, sort of a undisputed WBC world champion, middleweight champion. So we kind of came up with this idea that there's got to be something better out there as a kind of not as a stepping stone, but like a sort of a middle ground between boxing and amateurs, which is, very different from boxing in the pros. So we came up with Queensbury Boxing League as this new platform, this new concept, which was all based around 50-50 fights, putting in fighters the best would fight the best. It's a league system, so they would enter in same kind of divisions as sort of professional boxing. It's sort of really, there's not many fighters that we've got under kind of sort of featherweight, super bantamweight, featherweight, all the way up to heavyweight. And they would make their way through the league and they would challenge for the titles in the different divisions. So it was kind of open that even if you were a novice, you could fight for the novice title. And then if you win that, you move up to the regional, the national, and then for the best of the best, you challenge for the British title. But It was all kind of based around the type of fighting or the type of sort of boxing that I like, real close fights, real toe-to-toe sort of fights, and a real mix of abilities. So it's always been open to everybody, but you do get loads of guys coming because it's on television. Yeah. The top end, they want to create a name for themselves. They want to come in and box for Queensbury titles. And over the years, we've had some incredible fighters who've sort of who've boxed on the show, gone on to turn pro, and sort of and done some really good things. And then you've also got guys who just literally want to compete, but do it in a way where they're not getting, for want of a better word, stitched up, where they're going on shows and they're fighting somebody who's the sort of the big name on that promotion. And they're not going to get the decision, or they haven't sold enough tickets. And, unfortunately, we can go into that, but, boxing is kind of unlike any other sport out there. It's not like you're good enough, you get signed up, and that's it. All you have to worry about is being the best you can be on the night to fight that other fighter.
So what made you want to start Queensbury, man? How did it start?
So it all started, I've always grown up sort of doing martial arts. I never did boxing as an amateur.
You have a lot of talent.
So I love martial arts. I love sort of growing up, and I remember growing up watching boxing and sort of the likes. I know obviously you're a huge fan of Tyson, but I can remember staying up and watching when he fought for the WB title against Trevor Berbick, and being like, wow, that is. There's nothing quite like that big fight atmosphere where you're sitting on the sofa and you get the butterflies. If it's the fighter you want to win and you're like, oh my God, this is just like, you're sitting there and you're watching it. And then my favourite fighter was Prince Naseem Hamed. Yeah, I loved Hamed. He was like an idol. I worshipped him. I sort of had all the DVDs or the videos. I watched every single fight. Went to see some of his fights live.
What was your favourite fight?
God. I mean, I've got a really sort of really clear memory on Hamed's sort of his fight career, so to speak. I mean, when he beat Steve Robinson for the first world title, the WBO title, I think you kind of saw Hamed at his very best. and he was flamboyant and he was sort of flash, and everybody sort of, some people tuned in because they loved Hamed. Some people just wanted to see him get knocked out because they thought he was sort of arrogant and cocky. But I remember going to the London Arena, which isn't there anymore, and watching him fight Tom Boom Boom Johnson, and I was so nervous, but it was such a great fight. The Kevin Kelly fight, if you were a neutral, somebody watching the Kevin Kelly fight and you were like just tuning in, you didn't want Hamed to win or Kelly, you just heard about this fight.
That fight was crazy.
Insane.
How many knockdowns was it in the whole?
I think it was about 5 or 6. I mean, Hamed went down first, then he touched down, then he caught Kelly, and then he sort of, I think Hamed had to touch down just again with the gloves, and then he obviously he finished Kelly.
That was in America, right?
Yeah, Madison Square Garden.
Wow. It was a big fight.
And
you know what? Before we continue, right? Have you tried African meal before?
Do you know what? Probably one of the cuisines I haven't tried.
Yeah?
Are you cooking for me now?
I'll go you something.
Go for it. What am I having?
Freezy interview, Freezy food. We got you Freezy jollof.
Okay.
Let's go, champ. Fish, baby.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Do you are you going to give me like an idea of what it is, or do I just taste it?
Just a food.
Just the food. Are there bones in it?
Yeah, with fish. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Bingo! I told you. Let's go. Let's go, baby. You like it?
I'm a really ugly eater, though. It'll be coming out my mouth and everything.
No, chill, baby. Listen, this is our house. We are not anybody's house.
Listen, this is what we do on this podcast.
You know what I'm saying?
We
Feel
eat
free.
jollof and we do podcasts. That's it. We chop
Feel
it
free,
up while
baby.
we eat jollof.
Feel free. Enjoy.
Is that it? I mean, if I'm finished now, can I just go and eat this?
That's it, Sam.
Yeah, you put in there, you eating and we talk. Don't worry, baby.
All our guests eat jollof from Freezy.
You know what?
Easy food.
I've got a question for you.
Far away.
Sorry. What I want to say is that if someone want to join Queensbury, right? I mean, the process, step by step. I mean, so maybe a lot of white collar. Is that
White collar.
Sorry, white collar boxing.
Yeah.
Outside, they want to watch you. They're like, oh, let me jump myself in. How the step by step? How can they get in?
Sure. When we first started, it was all about, we used to go around all the gyms. So we'd see the fighters sparring, we'd sort of speak to their coaches, we'd sort of work out, what weight do you want to fight at, what experience have you had, and just generally kind of get an idea that way. And then as we progressed, we started doing the sparring trials, which obviously we can come on to, and you'll know.
Come on that. You come on
Hey,
that.
you're still in the car.
Hey, listen, the most famous knockout in 2018.
Must have been 18, yeah,
Yeah,
2018.
the most famous workout up to date. People still talking about it. It's Freezy, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And there's a lot of stories around that, which I'll tell you.
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah.
He was there,
We got
fam.
all day, baby.
No,
We
let me.
got all day.
Listen.
But yeah, but they'll.
Start
we-
from there.
so
I
we
will
do
tell
the-
you about it.
So we do the trials, and basically we'll go to different gyms. Or when we've done them at McGill's, we've
Yeah.
done them at the Nemesis gym, which was the one in Erith in Kent, which you came to.
Okay.
But literally all round, and we will go and we'll sort of put these put out on social media. We're doing a sparring trials, open to every type of fighter, every weight division, every level of experience. If you want to turn up, contact us and book your place. And then you've got all the fighters that turn up on the day. Many say they're coming and don't come. Loads just turn up out of the blue. But we'll then go through a process of watching them. So with Queensbury, it's never about a paper record. It's never about somebody telling us, oh, yeah, well, I've had 3 fights. And I'll tell you a story about why that is, which is really funny. But yeah, so we want to see exactly what their ability is, their level, listen and speak to their coach. So on the night, when they step through the ropes, there's no big
It's a
surprises.
fair fight.
It's a fair fight, because some people, how many times? Here's one example. I think it was the first show we ever did at the Epsom Downs racecourse, and we had this fighter, and he sort of he contacted, I want to box on Queensbury. Okay, well, what experience have you had? I've done nothing at all. You said nothing at all? No. I've done nothing at all. I won't tell you his name, but so we said, okay, no problem at all. So we got his picture, and I said, I really recognise him. I've seen him somewhere before. I don't know what it is. So anyway, we said, well, what's your name? So he gave us his name, and I'm saying, he's definitely boxed before. So we Googled him, and So up on YouTube, there's these videos of him knocking people out. I mean, he was a big lump. He was probably 14 stone, 15 stone.
Heavyweight.
Heavy, big boy.
Why was he lying?
Don't know. He wanted an easy fight.
Oh man.
And he had the tattoos down his arm, and I was like, look, that's the
you.
same. That's the same tattoo. He's like, no, it's my twin brother.
Oh!
And we were like, no.
You gonna tell us who he was?
Yeah, and he said, no. So basically, we sort of said, come clean. You've got to tell us the truth. That is you on those videos. It's you boxing all those people, and there's quite a few videos up there. And he sort of eventually said, oh, yeah, okay, it is me. I've had quite a bit of experience, and
Jesus Christ. Why people lie?
I know. So the long and short of it is, on the night, the opponent he was originally going to have, we got rid of, and we just said, listen, we're going to put you on the next show, and we put him in with a guy who was a friend of ours who was about to turn pro, who was, he was a good level, a similar weight to this guy, and we just said to them, go in there, give him a boxing lesson, don't hurt him, or anything like that. He's told us that he had no experience and he was coming in to hurt somebody else or to have an easy fight. So you go in there and box him, and he boxed him, and it was sort of he took control of the fight without being sort of taking any liberties. But that's the problem, and that's why we sort of started doing the sparring trials, because there's a lot of people out there who want to be Superman for the night and come out in front of a big crowd.
Yeah.
They don't want to get in there knowing that this guy could knock me out, or this guy's going to make me look stupid, and that's the bad thing, because if you go out and play against a better team in football and you lose 10-0. Obviously, it's you're gutted and it's,
no one gets hurt,
but nobody gets hurt. But if you go into that boxing ring and the other person is much better than you and they've trained a lot harder, but they just want an easy fight, that's dangerous.
That's what makes you guys so successful, though, right? Because you make a fight fair.
Exactly. Yes.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
You know, one of those promotions that will just, it's unorganized, people are getting beaten up, and then no one's going to want to come in and
of course,
obviously fight for you guys.
And Nico, one thing about fighting is that it's one of dangerous sports in the world.
Dangerous, man.
Massively.
So if you come to the fight and you lie, sometimes people come to sparring with 10 arms gloves, 12 arms gloves, and you're going to spar with some. What? Wait. I mean, I don't know. What are you thinking? Why are you doing that?
Because there's a lot of people out there that just want to sort of look. They want to look good.
So I'm very happy. Like, you got all this time, check people out, their background, and obviously you are a big fan of boxing. So
massive. And
you see, you got more time in social media, so you know most of the boxers. So if someone comes, you already know. I know who you are.
Of course.
So if the person put a pen and lie on the pen, you already know.
Yeah, I mean, the social media is a massive giveaway now. Like, I think some people forget what they put on social media and what they've got as a history, because I know a lot of employers will look back through people's social media before they employ them now, and if they see something they don't like, then they'll call them out over it. But, for us, the whole thing is, we've got, as a promoter, we've got a duty of care to every fighter that walks into that sparring trials, every fighter that walks and steps through the ring. We are responsible, in effect, for that fighter's health and safety, and we do all the medical checks, and we sort of, obviously it's not as extensive as pro. We're not doing brain scans on the fighters.
You guys have to tell me the story, man.
Now,
tell me. Knockout story, baby.
The knockout story.
I don't know it. I need.
You come there.
I need to hear it. Come on, champ. Don't delay it.
No,
man.
you come there.
I just want to hear it.
Listen, I know a lot of people are watching, right, and they want to do more in Queensbury League, but I mean, I want to bring everything out in Queensbury so they know what is going on in Queensbury. I mean, tell me about the ticket.
Sure. So with pro boxing, I mean, obviously you've been around a lot of fighters. So if you're, this is the good and the bad about boxing on a pro side of things. So if you're a professional fighter and you've got maybe a sort of an ABA title, or you've gone to the Olympics, or you've even got an angle, for example, like let's take you, the perfect example. You've had approaches from sort of professional promoters wanting to sign you because they've seen the whole kind of Freezy story blow up. People are following you, your social media profile, the sort of the knockout videos, the training, the energy. You're a marketable product. You're exciting. People want to see more of you. And for a promoter, that's the currency. They know that they will put you on a show and
we sell tickets,
and people will tune in to want to see you. And how good is this guy? Is he good? Is he as good as Tyson? Is he like Mike Tyson? The knockout. People want to see that. Whereas you've also got a lot of other boxers who might have been good amateurs or, might be, really, really decent fighters. But because people don't know about them, if they turn up to a professional promoter and say, I'm talking the ones outside of something like Matchroom or Frank Warren or, or abroad, the other big sort of big promoters, they'll look at it very coldly and sort of calculated and say, well, how many bums on seats are you going to put on the chairs at the arena? How many people are you going to sell tickets to? And if they say, well, I don't really have a following, I'm not really sure, but I'm a really good boxer. Unfortunately, in boxing, this is what makes it so difficult. A lot of these fighters will go by the wayside, or they'll turn over with the dream of, I've got the talent and the skill to actually make it. But unfortunately, they'll get put in with fighters who are better than them and sell more tickets. So for the promoter, he's kind of like saying, well, you're not going to sell tickets for me, but you're a good fighter. But what happens if you come in and you beat this fighter of mine, who I've already got, who sells 200, 300, 400 tickets? I'm going to lose all of those ticket sales or potentially lose those sales. So that's the kind of the horrible side of boxing. But when you're telling kids in Queensbury or even the amateurs and saying that's what it's got to be like, you've got to be working as hard outside of the gym on building your profile and creating a name for yourself as you are doing the sparring, doing the training.
So let's say I got in Queensbury, I got fight coming in next week. How many tickets do I need to sell before I can start?
So we kind of set it as low as we possibly can without making it kind of commercially unviable to do it. So we say 20 tickets. So
20 tickets.
If you take
and the 20 ticket is sorry to cut you off. And the 20 ticket is a different price. Like let's say tell me the limit of your ticket, like £20, £40, £80, £200.
Yeah, it can be. Our sort of lowest price is £35. So
£35.
So the fighters will get a commission on every single ticket that they sell. So they make money on it, and it's like I say, it's not life-changing money. You're not doing it, but the things that we always invest back into it is, like I say, making sure they're matched properly. Yeah. We build their profile. We do so many things, from photo shoots to the promo videos to being on television to really, we want to build them.
That's where I want to come there.
Yeah, we want to build them to make people like there's fighters in Queensbury who have said, I went to the York Hall the other day to watch a pro show. Obviously, not been for a while now, and they said, somebody tapped me on my shoulder and said, are you Max Chart? Yeah. Yeah, I followed you on Queensbury. Yeah, your fights have been fantastic. And he was like, he didn't know whether they were taking the mickey out of him or not. He was just like, but it's because we do so much because we love boxing and we love the promotion. It's not about taking as much as we can out of the promotion and putting nothing back in. We set out to make this the best promotion that we could, and everybody told us at the start, you'll never do it. You'll be considered like an unlicensed event, or you're not amateur, you're not pro.
Dreams don't work unless you do, baby.
That's it, and it's true.
What I'm saying.
Yeah, true. And what TV station can I watch Queensbury?
So it's on a couple of at the moment. We haven't produced any new content because of the pandemic, but we've been on Eurosport, we've been on Free Sports, which is like a free-to-air station, so you can get it if you've got Sky, BT, Freeview, Freesat. It's the biggest, or it has the biggest potential audience in the UK for sport.
ITV4?
No, we've not. The sort of kind of more terrestrial channels, we haven't really sort of. There's more interest in boxing, and I think that's down to a couple of factors. AJ being Anthony Joshua being one of them. He's taken boxing from maybe kind of like quite a sort of not a dark place, but it used to be on TV all the time, and he's really brought a new fan base, a new audience, and now with you look at the sponsors he's got and the sort of the endorsements he's got, and he's sort of people now are interested in boxing, whereas for a long time it's kind of gone off the boil, and it's not really been a kind of a high profile sport, but it should be. It's an Olympic sport. You look at some of the champions, you look at the sort of some of the biggest icons in world sport across every sport. Everybody knows who Muhammad Ali was. He is like the ultimate icon, and boxing is an Olympic sport, and it's a massive, massive part of the development of so many different people. But it's kind of seen as maybe it's a little bit sort of.
Alan,
I don't know.
Last year. I came to your show, one of your shows before the COVID-19, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw a lot of people there, right? I was like, wow. Listen, that was massive. A lot of boxing fans was there. Everyone was shouting, cheering. Supporting their fan there, and it was so amazing. I was very, very, very happy to be there. But look at the capacity, you know.
Yeah.
You have. Like, it's crazy, honestly. Sometimes I was like, how did you get a lot of people like that? I mean,
it's a real hard. I'll tell you what, the funny thing is with boxing, and we've tried to, over the sort of 10, 11, 12 years we've been promoting, we've tried to kind of break the cycle, because most boxing shows, and everybody in boxing will know this, it's very much dependent on the fighters selling the tickets. You know, it's like, if you say, right, I'm at the York Hall in 6 months' time, making my pro debut, everybody's going to come and sort of buy tickets and want to see that fight, you know, because they're coming to see you, Freezy, yeah? And it's the same with a lot of boxers. You know, these shows will fill up. I mean, we've got a lot of good fighters on the shows. Some of them are amazing fighters that don't sell a lot of tickets, but it doesn't mean anything to us in terms of, you know, we want them to sell tickets. But sometimes you'll have guys who are not selling that many tickets but are fighting for titles because it's all about the boxing. Whereas with pro boxing, you know, it's the same type of model. You know, some boxers bring huge crowds and they'll get better deals with a promoter because the promoter knows they're going to get lots of ticket sales from it, and they're going to make money from it. And that's one of the bad things about pro boxing is, we touched on it earlier, you know, you can be a great boxer but you won't get a good deal because you're not popular, and you can be not as good a boxer but popular, and you can still make a lot of money from it.
It's all about character, and it depends who you are. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
We spoke about it earlier off camera. We said, you know,
I've had a couple mates that have gave up on their boxing dreams because of the whole
ticket sales. Yeah, that's difficult part, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, that's really difficult.
And it's stressful for you. It's stressful for a fighter. Yeah. I mean, if you we're not too far away from sort of Crystal Palace. So if you were a good young footballer and Crystal Palace signed you, there would be nothing in that contract that would say you won't play for the first team unless you bring however many fans to the stadium. Yeah. You just concentrate on playing and being the best player you can. Whereas outside of boxing, I mean, I always refer to the UFC. They've done amazing because you put on a UFC show at the O2 Arena, regardless of who's on the card, even before the main event's announced, they'll sell the O2 Arena out, or they'll sell the MEN Arena out in Manchester, because people come to see it as a spectacle, as an event. Yeah. Whereas with boxing, it just doesn't seem to be that. People do come to Queensbury and say, "Oh, I came to support my mate the last show, and it was such a good night. I've come back tonight." But there's not enough of those people to sell a show out.
But one thing about Queensbury is that, you know, everyone can do white collar boxing events. Everyone can do it. Can do charity events. Everyone can do it. Mm-hmm. But this Queensbury League, you're watching on TV, so you see yourself on TV. You feel, oh,
but there's
that's
a reason
me.
why you're on TV.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you see yourself
run properly.
That's what I'm talking about, because.
But we're doing it because we love boxing. I mean, ultimately, I'll be totally honest, it's a bloody hard slog sometimes, because you're dealing with, I don't know, say we've got a card that's got 15 fights on it. Sometimes we have more and we'll start the show earlier, but you're dealing with 30 fighters, and on top of that, you've then got another 30 trainers, and you've got injury problems, and then you get the call 2 days before, he's bust his hand in sparring, or, you know, he's turned his ankle over and pull-outs, and then you're pulling your hair out, trying to balance it, and you kind of, sometimes you feel like you're almost like a sort of a, you know, you're a promoter, you're a mentor, you're a sort of an agony aunt, you're dealing with all the problems, and they're telling, oh, listen, I'm having a bad time, I've got issues going on at home, or, you know, this has come up and I can't box now, and it's stressful, but, you know, we wouldn't do it if we didn't love boxing and we didn't love the platform and where it's come from. Everybody told us we'd never get anywhere with it. Everybody said you'll never make anything at Queensbury. It'll just be another one of those sort of shows that, you know, people go on, but nobody will take it credibly. We used to get all the kind of social media hate when we started. People sort of messaging us saying, "Give up, it's rubbish. Why are you doing this, etc. You're never going to be good."
You're always going to have those people, man. Anything you do,
of course. And we just didn't listen. But I tell you what,
people they live for that. They live to hate,
course,
to drop people down.
I mean, but look at your story. I mean, like, and we were talking as well about Lawrence Okoli, who won the WBO cruiserweight title. He didn't have that huge amateur pedigree. Mm-hmm. I mean, he went to the gym to sort of get fit. Yeah. And look at where he is now.
He's a champion.
Like you say, if
world champ.
You know, if you can dream it, you can believe it, and you can do it.
Can do it.
And I mean, like, look at you. I mean, I remember when you came to that sparring trials. when you did that. I mean, I can tell you the story about what happened with the
let's
video.
go.
But
Tell me.
tell your story.
You know what? He's crazy. He's been waiting for that for a long time.
Okay.
You know?
So Freezy turns up with another couple of guys from. I think they were all
Girls,
from
Miller.
Girls at the time.
Shout out to Miller, baby.
Yeah.
Woof.
And who was the other? Who was the other guy you turned up with?
D.
Yeah.
D. Yeah, there was two guys, Miller and D. Yeah.
So you got the sparring trials. You got all the different weights. There were quite a lot of lighter weight guys, and there was this other big guy there who was supposed to be sparring another heavyweight who was coming down, who we wanted to see as a potential sort of fighter on the show. So I know that you were a lot lighter. Yeah. And you wanted to spar you wanted to sort of
I
to spar this guy.
No, listen, I went to your friend
Madman.
Ross.
I said to Ross, who is that guy? And he said he's waiting for someone to spar. I said, oh, can I spar him? He said, no, look at him. I said, no, I don't care. He said, he's big than you, Freezy. Come on. I said, no, give him to me. I said, no, go on. I'll give someone to you. And I keep quiet and I just left. Let's go, baby.
So I'm standing in the corner of the ring, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, this looks decent. You know, I might film this because we do. You know, you're at the sparring trials, and I'm standing in the corner, and I think probably went on for about a minute and a half, and I was on this corner of the ring, and as you kind of circle round, he kind of did the shoulder roll, and you caught him with 2 or 3, and literally he went down like a tree. It was literally like timber, and I was like still filming, going, oh my God. And obviously everybody jumped in the ring, and he was okay, but it was just like, wow.
How long was he out for?
It took him a while to come round. He wasn't out for too long, but you know, with that sort of with that type of knockout, I mean, yeah, that sort of that takes a while to recover, and we were like sort of
he filmed it.
It was you.
He filmed it. It was crazy.
I've seen that video a million times.
He filmed it.
And so anyway, there was another couple of people who filmed it. I've seen different angles of it.
Different angles. But yours won't go. I don't know how.
So we don't know, because I think this is the honest truth. So we've got we've got a WhatsApp group for all the people, the team in Queensbury, and it got back to some of the ones who weren't there, and they just said, what's happened? We heard there was this massive knockout at the sparring trials. Go, oh yeah, unfortunately this guy got really, really chinned. And I said, oh, but I filmed it. I've got the video. I said, so I put it in the WhatsApp group and was like, don't send it out to anybody. This is the video. Just watch it. So anyway, I sent it.
People don't listen.
No.
One day later, it goes viral.
People don't listen.
And it wasn't like we did it. There wasn't like there was any branding. There wasn't anything to say this is Queens. Nobody knew it was Queensbury, so it wasn't like it was released to try and like, oh, let's try and get this to go viral. This is amazing. Nobody knew who it was, and so anyway, my phone about 3-4 days later, I'm starting getting messages pinging up, ping. I'm thinking, normally it's just like one of my mates sending me a WhatsApp message of something funny. And they're like, oh my God, have you seen this? And it's just like, that's a Queensbury sparring trials, isn't it? I was like, oh my God. And like, it keeps pinging. And then 50 Cent shared it. And then Antonio Tarver has shared it. And like loads and loads of people. And I'm like going, oh my God, this is just like, at the time it was just like, this is a nightmare. How's it got out? Why is it? How is it? And it just literally on and on. It was just like this continual. It's just like, oh my God, this is. I felt like.
No,
don't look at me like that, bro.
Listen, let me tell you. No, it's not love it. Let me tell you what happened. Yeah, let me tell you what happened. When I get in the ring, yeah, obviously, when I went to Ras, yeah, I said, Ras, I want to spar this guy. And Ras kicked me out, you know, because he look at the guy and he look at me, I would be like, David and Goliath, you know, I would be shocked, innit? And they said, no, he coming for someone, you know. So then I left. Then Ras gave me someone to spar, you know, and I was moving my head nicely, obviously. You know how it goes, Freezy, peekaboo, baby. So when I was doing that, and Ras said, no, use only one hand. You know, so I was using only jab hand. So I slept, bam, doing all my thing and that. And Ras looked at me and said, he shook his head, you know, and then he called the guy out, the guy who was sitting there, the heavyweight guy. The guy came out and he said, oh, Freezy, now you can move around with him. I said, oh, cool. So the guy came out. The funny thing is, he came out and Ras said to him, put your head guard on. He said, nah, I'm fine. I was there, bro. That's what happened. He said, "Nah, I'm fine," you know. And I was like, "Oh, cool." And my head guard was come close to my eyes, and I don't like it, you know, because I can't see him to punch, you know. So I said to him, "Can I take my guard?" And Russell, if you want to, but I want everyone to be safe, because like Queensbury, safe is their priority. They don't joke with it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, "Oh, cool, let's go there." So when I get in, everything was cool until the guy hit me hard. That turned everything aside. He was cool because he was like, whoosh, whoosh, you know, and then I was moving my head down, bam, left hook. And then I do my buffalo thing. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Then I try to keep him looking for good shot, and then I swing for the first left hook. Boom, he makes it. You know, and then I keep him on the ring, and bam, 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 bam. Man drop, yeah? When you drop, and I feel like to take my gloves off to help him down there. If you look at the video, I'm like that. I try to take him out, because when he drop, you go, because it's not funny.
Not joking aside, but you felt bad, didn't you? Because I remember speaking to you.
How do you know?
Because I spoke to you afterwards. I was there, and you were going, oh God, yeah, I kind of feel bad that is he okay? You're like, okay.
He dropped like potatoes, bruv.
Stop!
Like
no, it's
potatoes.
not funny. No, it's
no, but I'm serious.
When you say stuff like that, it's like I'm gonna laugh, bro. It's not funny.
No, it's not funny.
Like when you say potato what? Say potato bag. And
You
don't
dropped
make
like
it
sack
funny.
of potatoes.
It's sad. You know what?
Nah, but
When the guy dropped, yeah,
I'm happy.
I was trying to pick him up, right? But I forgot that my gloves was.
Yeah. And the thing is, in sparring, that's the thing. I mean, it happens, like you were talking about it, because we get where guys will go in and they are better than the other opponent. So Ross will say, all right, well, this kid's had, you know, this amount of experience. This kid's had a little bit more of experience. So, you know, just go easy. You know, don't sort of, you know, don't put too much power in, or, you know, use your movement, use this so I can kind of see. I want to see different elements of your boxing. I want to see if you can move.
Yeah.
And obviously that's when Ross will say to somebody like yourself, you know, I'll, you know, just watch the power, or, you know, just do it light, you know, show me your speed, or show me your you know, something like that.
That's why he Russ make me jump in to do one hand with someone first before he called the guy to me.
How come you never fought on Queensbury? You never had a fight?
No, because I want to do more in amateur. You know, so when that happened, right, the guy was sleeping, like, I don't know, like when he dropped, he was like, and it was so funny. Oh, sorry. Did I say funny? F-U-N-N-Y, sorry. I mean sad, S-A-D. It was so sad when he dropped down. And I was trying to pick him up, and Russ' mom, or maybe actually there's a woman close to Russ.
Yeah, I think it's...
She was so worried about the guy. But later, the guy get up, and we gave him seat, and he asked us, what happened?
Yeah, I mean, we've had it, to be honest, we've had it a couple of times at trials where somebody gets clipped, and... you know, it's not what we want to sort of to happen, but unfortunately, it's like boxing. Anything, you know,
anything can happen,
anything can happen.
I got this,
but that video just literally.
I got this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm telling you this. It's true. When I hit people, I feel sad for myself, especially when I knock people out. I don't mean to do that.
No,
but it's part of the sports. When I hit them so bad, I hit someone, I drop him so bad, I can feel from my veins like, oh. And I felt so bad, like, why I'm doing that. But the funny part is that's what the boxing fans want to see.
Oh, of course. Listen, it's a double-edged sword, because you want to go in there, and they talk about it. I don't really like the term myself, but they talk about boxing being the hurt game, and, you know, you're in there to hurt your opponent. You want to get them out. You know, that's what fans want to see. But on the flip side, the kind of boxing community, the camaraderie between fighters, you know, nobody wants to see that. You watch two guys go into the ring and absolutely batter each other for 12 rounds, and at the end of it, it's respect. It's, you know, they'll touch gloves, they'll say, oh, great fight, and all of that kind of animosity in the build up to a fight, you know, all of that sort of whether it's been a really nasty build up and there's been sort of loads of stuff across social media, they're really, really good friends afterwards. So
we become friends there, but obviously he felt bad, didn't it? And then there was a guys there, they said, what? And then one of my friends said, no, this is normal. Miller and those guys, they say, no, this is normal. It's nothing for Freezy. Freezy doing, because I sparred them in the gym. Obviously, there was silly thing. People don't know this. Look at me. I'm telling you this here. This is silly thing. There was one guy in my gym here, my old double jab. He was fighting just the name of Mike Tyson. I said to him, he said he's Mike Tyson because he loved Mike Tyson, as I do. He said, I'm Mike Tyson. I said, no, you are not. I'm Mike Tyson. I said, no, you are not. Could you believe we had sparring and I knocked him out? So from there, he never called himself Mike Tyson. It's silly. You know what I'm saying? Like it's mad. Let me come back to the sparring. After that knocked out, like a week, you said.
Yeah.
I saw it in the 50 Cent post. A lot of people tagged me. Freezy, come and look, Freezy, come and look. And in the 2 days later, not 2 days later, no, the next day, when I wake up, in the morning, I had like more than 5,000 followers on Instagram. And I was laughing, I was so excited. I was like, shit.
Well, I saw on loads of different posts, they were like, the video, is this Dillian White knocking out Tyson Fury in sparring? And I was just like, there was loads of stuff like, is this so and so boxing so? And I was just like, it's gone mental. But I mean, like you say, it's kind of like the trajectory for you from that one thing, is and now, I mean, God, I had loads of questions that I was going to ask you, but I kind of like did loads of sort of research and Googling over the last sort of week. And I mean, I know I saw your interview with Andy Scott from Sky Sports, the stuff in The Sun and so on and so on. So it's kind of answered most of the questions because after that trials, I saw you at the show and everything. But what I wanted to ask you is, where do you see your kind of path in boxing and with your development? Because like you say, you're incredibly powerful, unbelievable power, but in your mind with your development, I mean, when you're going to the gym, what are you working on now? How do you see the next sort of stage for you? Where does it sort of take you?
Yeah, I mean, this question is a bit hard, but I'll answer it, obviously. You know what? I don't like taking weight. I don't like doing weight.
Okay.
Stuff like that. I don't like it. I don't know. Anytime I do it, I feel big pains.
Okay.
And make me heavy. So I don't like it. And when my coach doing let's say pads today, the next day we doing abs, the next day we doing weight. I skip that.
Okay.
I don't do it. No. And the other guys do it. But when we come to sparring, there's still there is still levels.
Yeah.
So sometimes they ask me, why you don't do weight, but you still got the thing. It's because I start hard working beginning. I start from bottom when I was a little. I work hard. It's not training like boxing because that time I don't know nothing about boxing.
Sure.
But I will do everything, every positive thing will bring me money.
Yeah.
For example, hard work. I was young, but I bought myself shovel. You know shovel?
Yeah.
The one we used to do concrete, mortar and stuff like that. So I would go and chase construction and ask them, do you mind if you offer me a work? They do.
Yeah.
And I work so hard than most of the adults there. I work so hard and they like, yo, you work so hard. Tomorrow, can you come? Next week. So anytime they find a job, they will call me to come with them.
Sure. And
aside that, I was doing loading boys. When I say loading, like big, you see that pillar? This one big.
Yeah.
It's a wood, so they cut it large like that, and you put in your neck in the forest, and you put in a big container. So you load from the forest to container, and they ship you to India to make a furnitures.
Okay.
And stuff like that. So I see myself like all this, how people call this guy is a blessing with the power. It's not like blessing with the power because I started early. I work hard early, but I never thought I can use that power will become something so important to me. Like,
of course,
I'm going to use it at
do you think that was your foundation then? Just the hard work that you put in, whatever you do, you'd have that work ethic, you'd have that sort of desire, that that drive. So
perfect.
So when you came to the UK, 2012.
Yeah, 2012.
You know, what was the plan? You know, and what was the dream? Did you
Nobody asked me this.
Yeah,
You're a
what-
legend. And
yeah.
I don't. And if you don't ask me, I don't tell you.
No, but I mean, what you
No.
so you come from Ghana?
Yeah, my
Have you
aim
got family?
to be
Have you
here.
got family here, or
No.
literally you just?
I got friends from people. They know my mom, my dad, and in Africa, for example, if you know my friend, you are my father friend. I call you father, or like a dad, because you
Yeah.
and my dad are the same age, the same level. So the respect I give it to my dad, I give the same respect to you. So they came here a long time, you know. So and I know one guy called Raymond. You know, Raymond be helping me in this country because when I came, I just, you know what, I saved and I want to travel.
Sure.
You know, so I don't know anybody here. And the funny part is that when I came into this country in Heathrow Airport, I told my friend I'm coming. He said, "Yeah, come. I'll come and pick you up." When I got to Heathrow Airport, I called him, and he switched his phone off.
No.
And that was and how I'm gonna enter the city. The London is there, but how I'm gonna enter, and when I get chance to go where I'm gonna sleep, and that was my first time into this country, and that was my first time I fly like 6 hours on a flight, you know. So I was thinking, how? Then I called one of my friends back home in Accra, and I said, "Yo, this is what happened to me. Do you know anyone living in London to come and help me out?" So my friend called someone who was at work, and the person came and picked me up in the airport. And she gave me a place to live, you know. So to stop there, I'll pause there. I'll continue in future.
That shows you. I mean, that's
So
like.
there, I said to that woman who helped me to bring me to her house, I said to her, I want to be army soldier. So she said, "Okay, cool. I can show you where to go." So she showed me to go to army office. I went to army office and I got my soldier's forms to do everything. But I did not go through because the woman said to me, "You can't use my address," because she don't know me. She just tried to help me.
Yeah.
So she don't know me. She's like, "I don't know you, so you can't use my proof of address." You know, so this was a little bit hard for me, and I paused that. That was the reason why I did not go to the army. And then I started doing cleaning, like hustling,
Yeah.
to look after myself.
See, that's mad. I
But
mean,
it's funny. It's funny that someone who like I grew up with, I know him for a while, but he came to this country for a long time before I came. Yeah. And when I came, I was jogging. I was still running. I was still running to from East Linton to Angel Station. And then the guy finished his work, going to home, taking a bath. He was he was on top of bars, and he saw me running, and he was like, "I think I know this guy somewhere." He make a call back home, and he said, "Hey, June, I call Kwame." You know, that's my Ghana name. Kwame is a Saturday born. So in Ghana,
but Seth is.
Seth is my real name.
Yeah.
Seth, Seth. But Kwame, if you're from Ghana, you born Monday, they call you like Kwajo. Kwajo means every man who born on Monday in Ghana called the same name.
Really?
So I born on Saturday, so that's Kwame. So every man who born in Ghana called Kwame.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So he called Kwame and said, I've seen someone, he looked like Kwame. And the guy said, "Yeah, Kwame travel, but we don't know where he is, because obviously I just has to get my money and travel, so I did not tell people where I'm going."
Wow.
Then he said, "Okay." And in the next day, he makes sure that he will come the next day. He came the same time, but that time I was not running. I went to Tesco, I bought water, I'm coming home, and he stopped. And he followed me.
Wow.
So he said, there was a time I was going home and someone hold me here. And I just look at him, I was like, "Why do I know you?" Because he traveled in this country like 11 years. I forgot him.
Really?
You know, he said, "You don't remember me?" And he used to date my sister.
But you've got 10. Which one? You've got 10.
Which one? Yeah! The one like 9. Number 9. He used to date my sister, you know. And then he said, "What? What are you doing here?" Bro, that day was one of my best days because I felt like, no, I'm useless in this country because I don't know anybody. Then now I finally found someone who know me very well, living in the same village.
Yeah.
Now I know. Now I got a family here. I'm good. And then he said, "Where do you live?" And I showed him where I live. Brother, God is great. Yeah. Me, I believe in God. You see the place I was living. That woman who gave me the place.
Yeah.
The same flat, the same house. That guy was living there before.
Really?
So he left in a month, and I came, and I was living there.
Wow.
And he know what is going on in the house. He said, "Nah, these people, listen, I got to move you from here." And he moved me from there. And he's a busy man. He don't stay home and stuff like that, So he know someone who is a friend of my father, And I call him uncle. And I came. He bring me to Brixton. The first time, like 2012. And I was living with my uncle in the Brixton. And obviously, as a young man, things going, the country, you know more about the country, you want your own peace. You want your own freedom.
Yeah.
Started working hard, saving money, and I move and I get my own place, small room.
That's pretty. It's an amazing. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, I've lived in loads of different countries just because of my dad and travelled around, and but to find yourself in London with nobody, you're literally like. I mean, if I tried to fly out to Accra, and I got there and I thought, oh, one of my friends is here, he'll help me out, and then it's just like, what do I do? Where am I going to sleep? What am I going to eat? Where's safe to go? What's going to happen? That's horrible.
Yeah, I think that's your question, isn't it? It's answered.
Well, I don't even remember the question, man. What was the question?
I'm gonna ask it again.
Yeah.
So, where you are now, with your boxing, like I say, I know you can't say too much about the offers that you've had and where you're at with it, but how do you see your boxing career going from here? What do you want to do?
That was the question.
Yeah, that was it.
How the hell did you end up?
No,
There,
not
from that question.
Yeah, because he asked me how did you come here? Like, what is your aim to make you come in London to do what? But I found so many interested story in my life.
Oh, you must have.
So I just try to bring more interest in it. But listen, I got more things happen to me in London here. Listen, brother, if I tell you I've been sleeping outside for 2 weeks, you can't believe.
Really?
I'm telling you, bro.
See, that's the thing. I mean, the story that I always like.
I got a lot of. You be like, no, Freezy, fuck. Listen, bro, things happen to me.
I can believe. I mean, the thing is, the thing I always like about stories is it's great seeing people when they're successful. It's great seeing people who have done amazing things, but for me, I always like the backstory. I always like that's the really inspirational part because. You telling that story, you've arrived in London, you don't know anybody, you're at Heathrow and you've got nowhere to live. You've got probably your money that you've got for travelling, but you don't know anybody. You think you know somebody, but they're not answering the phone. And then to get to where you are now, sitting here with all the hype surrounding you,
it's amazing.
That's the thing that I think inspires people because everybody has these preconceived ideas that I can't do it because I haven't done this or I haven't gone down this path, I haven't gone to university, I haven't got the right qualifications.
Nah.
And that's for me the bit that always inspires is when you talk to people
Alan,
and you scrape back and find out the roots.
I'm telling you, listen, Alan. If Freezy can do it, everybody can do it.
Oh, of course.
Look, where I'm coming from the bottom, bro. If in 2012, if this time was 2012, I would say from the bottom. But now, bro, I live in the 9 years in the country. I say from the bottom. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You need to be like a lady. You know. And things happen. For 9 years I've been in this country. Things happen. It's not like I've been here and I start boxing. I've been doing double shift jobs.
Yep.
From morning going to clean office. From there, for example, go to office to another office to another office. So from the morning, like I wake up 4 o'clock, I need to done like more than 3 cleaning jobs. Before I come back home, when they are finished, I go back. I have some in Fulham. I finish Fulham. You know Trafalgar Square? St. Martin's.
Yeah.
Go there. I've been working there more than 2 years.
See, you're not
cleaning there.
Yeah, because the restaurant one of the restaurants you were working at. I can remember seeing that on one of your posts, and that's not too far from Piccadilly Circus.
Yeah.
Up near sort of the Golden Square.
Foley.
Yeah.
Foley is a one of that restaurant. Shout out to everyone from Foley. You know what? They are the one they gave me the opportunity. They see the potential in me. They say, "No, come from kitchen porter and work in the kitchen."
Sure.
They are the first people they gave me that. I work in different restaurants. You know, Noble. Mm-hmm. No. Is a restaurant?
Nobu, yeah. That's a really expensive.
Nobu.
They have one in Shoreditch.
Right. Okay.
Or am I lying?
They could have. I don't really know London massively well.
Yeah.
Is it good?
I'll find out. I will check and I'll find out. I think it's Noble. Yeah. Something like
Oh,
yeah, Noble.
I swear
Yeah.
it's Nobu.
Yeah.
Nobu.
Perfect.
Yeah, Nobu. Yeah,
Right?
I think that's a restaurant.
I was working there before. Yeah? And bruv, was tough life because it's one of the busy restaurant. So people go there, coming there, and you need to clean all this shit.
Yeah. Well, the thing with the restaurant, I mean, that's a stressful. I mean, you get an insight with TV but in the kitchen, and you've got everybody, the chef, the
shouting you. And
you've
stuff
got.
like
I mean,
that.
that's a
Kitchen
stressful.
And even the waitress.
crazy.
Well, you think for the chef, he's produced the perfect plate of food, and he doesn't want it to be cold. So if it's not being picked up and service isn't coming and it's not out to people, then he's thinking, well, you're not getting my food how it should be. I mean, but I mean,
listen, you make a food and the chef look at your face like this, smash. Are you fucking mad? Go back and make it, bro. You look like you are nothing to them.
Yeah.
But you got to do it. And one thing is humble. You got to stay humble, calm, do it, done. Go home. You finish. But some people look at them, they say, fuck off, I'm quick. It's happening to me in front of my face. They take their, they take their April out.
I can understand.
You can't take the heat.
Yeah, they can't take the heat. But me, I want to be in some certain level. So I always be humble, calm, suck it in.
But do you see that running alongside a sort of career, being a chef, complementing the boxing, or do you think the boxing side of things is...
You know, Alan, I think I'm enjoying boxing. I just enjoy it. You see how people are like every day I got like more than 100 comment. 10 pro. When are you training pro? I don't care about what people saying.
Yeah, I saw that.
Just doing me, and I enjoy what I'm doing. I have the love for the sports, and I started late, but now look at me. Like a village boy, come from nowhere, sleeping somewhere rough and stuff like that, and now I'm in the sky, I'm in the sun. It's amazing, So, and when I start, there was nobody there to tell me do this. Now they see the star is coming out, and everyone want to be behind the star.
Oh, of course, massively. You find that.
So listen, you see me, the way you see me, I always be me. Not you don't see different faces around me.
Yeah.
Because you can't bring that energy to me. Because I know people.
And that's the sad thing about kind of the sort of a lot of people, when you're on the way up and you reach the top, you've got all the entourage, you've got all the people, and they want to be around you.
Yes, man.
And then that one thing I wanted to cover in this is that the one thing that I hate about boxing is this constant sort of pressure for fighters to stay undefeated. The perfect, and then if they lose, people then sort of, they were maybe a hype job, or they weren't as good as they were. But boxing's such a tough sport, and people love to be around the champion. But then you find out who your real friends are when things aren't going so well, and and your attitude. I remember seeing that on social media about people saying turn pro, and you were like, I'm just enjoying boxing, and that's really rare because most people will be like, the first mention, you could be good enough, you could turn pro. Heads get turned. It's like, brilliant. But the thing is, the people who are saying those things, they're not there to look after you, so to speak. They want to see you turn pro. They've seen the exciting knockouts, but you've got to do it on your terms. And you've got to look after yourself because
put yourself first.
Listen,
you see this, it's injury, sparring. I broke my hand and I was doing the cleaning, and at the same time I broke my hand with doing a sparring time. Who's gonna look after me? Who's gonna pay my bills? Nobody. That time, nobody there to look after me. It's by myself. I still managed to go to work. I done the surgery. Doctor said you can't box anymore. You can't box again. I said what? I was crying like a baby. I can't box. Cool. They say you can't box. And the 4 months later, not even more than 4 months later, and I still, when they said that to me, I still use this one.
Yeah.
Jabbing in the gym, jabbing. Every day go there, jump to the body, jump to the head, left hook to the body, working on it. I came back, he looked at me and he said, I think it's getting better, but I still can't use to box. I said, okay, cool. You know what? I do things I feel to do. I don't let people put by pressure for me.
Sure.
You know, I do it in my own way, not in others' way. And people still DM me, I mean, especially haters. They DM me, curse me and my family. Your family is still waiting for you to make it and look after them. Poor boy, you are ugly. Too much. But you know what? I don't look at it the negative way. I look in the positive way and do and enjoy, you know, because that's their job. That's their program. You know?
Oh, of course. I mean, I think the hard thing is you want to sort of, you want to capitalize on what you've got at the moment in terms of the stuff that's coming out in, literally everywhere, from the Sun, from, Sky Sports, that interest. And you want to kind of keep that interest going, and you don't want to let it go off the boil, but you want to do it in your own time. So it's like anything. It's like, when do I make the jump? When do I take the next step of turning professional? And there's still the momentum that you've gathered now before something else happens or something else comes along. So it's a tough decision, but like you say, as long as you know the game, you're hanging around the guys. I mean, I've seen the videos of you and AJ, the stuff with obviously Dillian White and that sort of. What was the sort of session called at Miguel's? Was it Smoke Sundays? All that sort of stuff. So it's like, I'm sure that those guys will be able to give you advice.
Yeah, Alan. Like I said, even. I'm happy that, you turned the interview to other side. You was interviewing me, you feel me? And I tell you a little bit about how I came here and stuff like that. A little bit, even not deeper, you know what I'm saying?
No, of course.
And I'll tell the viewers that you see that, look, someone who come from End, came to Heathrow Airport, stuck in Heathrow Airport, don't know anybody in the country, right? And struggle so hard to come into the country. Now I'm here, see AJ, see Dylan White, see Boasti, see I cook for Lovis Okoli in the camp, right? Name them, just name the boxers. Every boxer in UK knows Freezy.
Sure.
In a good way, in a positive way. So one day my coach said to me, Freezy, you came from End to here and you work hard to make it. If those guys living in this country, right, and they don't make it, that means they are lazy.
Oh, listen, I mean, the thing is, you don't realise how lucky, whatever, everybody will say.
People always complain, man. People always complain about England, this and that.
Laziness.
Man.
They don't want to work. They are sleeping, baby.
I'm from Colombia, yeah?
Really?
Like
they are
originally.
sleeping.
Okay.
Man, when I go back home, man, and I just see what it's like, how people live up there, man. I'm sure the same, like where you come from, bro. Like, when I come here, and it's like, people complain, bro.
Nico.
How do you complain? Here, man, like if you ain't got a job, they give you money, benefits. Do you understand?
But then you take it like the sort of the barrios or the favelas, or you look at how bad that is there.
Listen, if you ain't got a job in Colombia, you think anyone gonna give you money?
Alan, it's so crazy that
it's mad.
I grew up in the village, travel every damn day, Monday to Friday, walking 5 miles to school and come back home 5 miles every Monday to Friday.
Hey, bro, and there's kids here that don't even go school. They don't even want to turn up.
And you told me, bro, you hate Freezy. Are you mad? Come from edge, baby. Doing what I love. And you hate me for no reason. Bro, you are not hungry.
No, it's true.
Yeah, that's true,
You don't want to win. You don't want to make yourself proud.
You want to sleep, baby.
You don't want to make your family proud.
Sleep don't win.
You just eat chicken and chips and sleep.
I'm not going to be able to compete
And
with that.
type, bro. What they do?
And always typing later,
Typing, hating.
Bro, no.
Man.
So if you sit your ass down, you make me come from village, come to UK, living in Brixton by myself, go all through of this struggle and chilling with all these professional great boxers up there, and Freezy is coming to turn pro.
And you're mad!
And they call me.
And you're mad!
And they call me.
Why are you mad?
And they call me British.
Champ, why are they mad?
Hold on, let me finish. And they call me.
Why are they mad?
Hold on. And they call me British Mike Tyson. And you sitting there and you say, no, he is not. No, he is shit. God will punish you. I'm serious, bro. Bro, I'm serious, bro.
That attitude, though, that attitude stinks.
I'm serious, bro.
That attitude
because you are
stinks.
sleeping. I'm working. I wake up 4 o'clock. It's normal for me. I'm running 7 miles. It's normal for me. How I run 17 miles. 17 miles. My longest running is 18 miles. 17 miles.
True, man.
I can name from you. I start from
Bro, I used to watch you, man, on Snapchat, right? I used to watch this guy.
Really?
Like, don't know, like 2-3 years ago, right? Freezy coming up on my Snapchat, running. You start in Brixton. And then he's in Old Kent Road.
I'm telling you.
And then he's on London Bridge. And then he's in Hackney. And then he's in Dalston.
Yeah.
And his picture is, and then he's in Angel. I'm like, bro, Freezy's a madman. I'm messing him like, bro, this man's a man.
I was living in Oaken Road, yeah? I started running from Oaken Road, get to London Bridge, right? From London Bridge to...
and he'll show you the work. He'll film
Yeah, and the funny thing is,
he'll film the station.
everywhere I do, I put the Snapchat, the thing there. So from Oaken Road to London Bridge, from London Bridge to Liverpool Station, from Liverpool Station to Hackney. From Hackney, and I turned down to what's the name of East Linton. From East Linton to Angel Station. From Angel Station to Tottenham. You know Tottenham?
Yeah.
Yeah, from Tottenham to Oxford Circles. From Oxford Circles to Hyde Park Corner.
That's basic.
From there to Victoria. From Victoria to Vauxhall. From Vauxhall to Elephant and Castle. Sometimes I don't go to Elephant and Castle. Sometimes from Vauxhall to Brixton Police Station. From Brixton Police Station to Camberwell. From Camberwell to back to
that's mad.
Oakent Road. And you sitting there, snapping girls, talking to girls, eating chicken and chips. And now I'm here, and you tell me, brother, nah, bro, God forgive you, bro. I'm serious, bro, because we put in the work. They don't see us when we are working hard.
No, well that's it.
There was a time I was running and this lockdown like that. I can't straight it. Yeah, and the funny thing is that you know what motivates me when I'm going to long running. I don't take my bus pass with me because it make me feel like go and take bus. So I put my bus my Oyster card home. Then I'll go with me and myself. You know what I'm saying? And my knees locked. And some of the drivers, they don't care. No, if you don't have, get out. I walk and come back home. You know, it's sad, bro. How we work hard and people sitting there see it's like you just wake up and you brace with that. No, bro, I work hard. And I believe that in the future, obviously, I start the game late, but it doesn't matter how late you start, right? It's how far you can go.
Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
That's it.
You know, so me, even if I get 33 years and I still turn pro, that's me. It's none of your business.
Yeah.
If you like, if I come to TV, turn your TV off, I'm still fighting. You feel me? It's me, it's not you. You just support. And if you support me, support. If you don't want to support me, that's fine, bro. I'm there. I'm just doing what I love. That's it.
But I think people want to see the story and where it continues from now.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. People want to see, like, the more you talk about the backstory in the future is going to be how that inspires people. But people now want to see what the next chapter is. You know, what's next for Freezy. You know, we've seen the videos, we've seen the knockouts, we've seen that. Let's see it in the pro ring now. You know, and that's what will build the hype, because you know, this is the thing. I mean, people always want to back somebody. People always want a sort of a champion. You know,
Ian, it will come. Like I said, I know you are really, really serious when it comes to pro, and you've been supporting me since I know you. Since I came to the gym, I knocked the guy out, and you look at me and say, "Wow, who's your coach?" I remember you asked me that. You know?
Yeah.
And thanks for that. And listen. Anything you do, I'm here. I'm supporting you, brother. But I used to watch you on TV, and I was in the bed watch him on the TV, and because when Queensbury fighting, he he holding the mic, and I said, this guy, you know how to talk, you know.
He holds the mic.
Bro. He's a legend.
Although I must say, my business partner always says I've got a face for radio, so I shouldn't actually be in front of the camera.
Yeah, and you know how to talk. You're really good. You know, you are really good in the marketing.
This podcast, man.
Yeah, you're very, very good, brother.
Well, listen, I look forward to seeing your journey. Like I say, I know a lot of people, but like I say, that's the thing. You know, people will want to get behind you. People will want to follow it, and you know, whatever happens with it. That's the inspirational side of things, that you've gone out there and you've done that. You haven't waited for the perfect moment, the perfect circumstances, the perfect this, that, and the other. You've kind of just gone out there and you've grabbed it, and that wave of momentum, you know, hopefully it continues, and you know, people will want to see it, and that's the beauty of it, you know, the story and the backstory as well. I'm sure it will come out more, but you know,
I don't want to say it. No, you pull me up today.
Yeah.
You are the one, someone who pushed me like that, and I'll say it. But the deep one, you know what? It's alright. Small.
But listen,
thank you so much. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much.
Take it easy.
I'm there.
Next show.
If you need my support, brother.
You'll be there.
If you need me to spur someone to be to get ready for that.
No. Keep him away. Keep him away.
I'm ready to do that for you for free. I'm not gonna charge. Free sparring. They got free.
We'll do a special Freezy and Alan ringside special.